Hi, Mystery Recapped here. Today, I'm going to explain a Filipino-Irish psychological horror film called Nocebo. Spoilers ahead. Watch out, and take care. Christine is a 40-year-old mom who has a very interesting life. She is a popular fashion designer, specializing in children's wear. One day, while she is at a fashion show, she gets a call from someone. Christine heads inside her office, and as soon as she picks up the call, her expression changes. The person on the other side reveals how several burnt bodies are being dragged out. Devastated by the news, Christine hangs up. Just then, a severely tick-infested dog arrives in front of her. It has scary white eyes with no pupils. The weird thing is that the fashion show is being conducted on the 24th floor, so there is no way an animal could navigate its way up here. Scared, Christine tries calling for help, but before she can do so, the dog shakes its body and unleashes all its ticks. One of them bites Christine in the back of her neck. The next second, the dog is nowhere to be found. It has mysteriously disappeared into thin air. Doggone it. That really ticks me off. Cut to 8 months later, Christine is taking medications for a mysterious illness. She is always tired, can't sleep at night, and has amnesia, meaning she cannot remember things. Her husband Felix tries his best to take care of her, but Christine wants to be left alone. To divert her mind, she still goes to work every day. She also tries spending as much time as she can with her daughter, Bobs. One day, while Christine is alone at home, there is a sudden knock on the door. It is a Filipino woman named Diana, who claims that she was called here to work as a housemaid. Christine thinks for a while, but doesn't remember hiring her. Nonetheless, since she has become very sick, she decides to make Diana the new housemaid. Christine shows Diana around the house and arranges a room for her. Once she leaves, the housemaid opens her suitcase, which contains her clothes and other stuff. Diana then brings out a picture of her child and stares at it with great intent. This makes her reminisce about the day when her daughter was born. Strangely, Christine, who is lying down in another room, also has the same vision. After a while, Diana notices a chubby tick on the floor and puts it inside a matchbox. She then places the matchbox inside her suitcase and heads downstairs, right when Felix and Bobs also arrive. Diana introduces herself to them, but the two appear to be cold towards her. After the little girl leaves angrily, Diana offers to cook dinner and Christine accepts. In the next scene, Diana is seen cleaning the fireplace. She packs a large amount of ash in a newspaper for some reason. Just then, she hears the couple arguing from the next room. Felix is angry that a housemaid has been hired without his approval. In reply, Christine says that she will give Diana a week. If her work is not up to the standard, she will be fired. In the evening, the new housemaid gets to cooking dinner. She makes a delicious meal and adds some shady-looking herbs to it. The house bird sees this and begins chirping loudly.
She's putting pot in the food!
But Diana silences it with a deathly stare. Soon after, she serves the food to the family and hopes for a positive response. To her delight, everyone loves it. They commend the Filipino flavor she has added in the meat. "I just used salt and pepper, you racists," she says. Meanwhile, as Christine tries to pick up a glass of wine, her hands start shaking. She also has a sharp pain in her arms. Diana, who appears to know a lot about traditional healing, immediately goes over to help. She lays Christine down and starts tickling her all over the body. The procedure looks very unorthodox, but surprisingly, it works. Christine can now move her hands freely without any pain. Witnessing this, Felix is impressed, and he finally starts accepting Diana as the new housemaid. At night, after the family goes to bed, Diana sneaks inside Christine's workshop. There, she looks at the sewing machine and then a picture on the wall, in which Christine is posing with a little Filipino girl. This reminds Diana of her own daughter, who, for some reason, isn't with her now. Before going to bed, she places the ash that she had collected earlier on her doorstep. She then hears sounds of a young girl saying, "I am with you." The next morning, the little girl, Bobs, notices the ash in front of the housemaid's doorstep. Surprisingly, there are tiny footprints on it, indicating that a child had been here last night. Meanwhile, Diana wakes the couple with breakfast in bed. Christine thanks her for her kindness, but says that they prefer to have breakfast downstairs in the kitchen. Hearing this, Diana leaves, but not before taking a good look at every corner of the room. It is clear that she is up to something. Before heading to school, the mother and daughter have a private conversation inside their car. Bobs talks about the strange footprints she saw earlier, but before she can elaborate any further, Diana interrupts them. It turns out Christine has invited her to familiarize the route to Bobs' school. Unfortunately, along the way, Christine suffers from severe memory loss, making her unable to recall the way. They get out of the car and try to search for directions on Google, but Christine has become so ill that she cannot even type properly. Diana sees this and asserts that she can heal her using a Filipino folk remedy. Christine normally doesn't believe in superstitious stuff, but since no medicine is able to heal her, and since she can't remember anything anyway, she agrees to give it a try. Following this, the two return home and Diana prepares a smoky room. She then fills some dirty water in a mason jar and starts cleansing Christine. Surprisingly, the remedy works, and Christine starts feeling a lot better. She curiously asks Diana how she knows all of this stuff, and the latter reveals that it was transferred to her by an Uma. Hopefully not the one that killed Bill. Many years ago, when Diana was a child, a strange old lady came to her house on a cold, rainy night. She was an Uma, a supernatural being with the power to heal or destroy. One day, the old lady passed away, and her powers were transferred to Diana in the form of a small bird. The little girl suddenly becomes conscious of the nature around her and started connecting with the herbs and plants. Using them, she could heal people in an instant. Many regarded her as an angel, but some believe that she was possessed. Back in the present, Christine finds the story hard to believe, but Diana explains that the only thing she needs to believe is the treatment. The following day, Christine brings a list of symptoms that she experiences on a day-to-day basis. It includes hallucinating, loss of hearing, and even daydreaming. She also explains that whenever she visits a doctor, the symptoms immediately vanish. Christine then asks Diana if she can cure her completely, to which the latter replies, "Sure." In the next scene, Diana starts the treatment, which includes ash baths, acupuncture, and even some voodoo shit, which involves burning Christine's hair. Unfortunately, this only worsens her condition, forcing her to revert back to her medication. One day, however, Christine doesn't find her pills. She asks Diana about it, but the latter explains that she herself ordered them to be thrown away. Later, while Christine is inside her room, she suddenly hears a child crying near the sewing machine. As she goes to inspect, the entire room starts burning. Christine screams for help, and when Felix finally arrives, the room reverts back to its original state. Worried about his wife's condition, Felix approaches Diana in her room and asks her to stop messing around with Christine. However, the housemaid claims that she is just trying to help. She wants to chase away the demon from Christine's head and cure her once and for all. This enrages Felix, but he decides to deal with her in the morning. As he leaves the room, a bird suddenly attacks him. Felix tries to swat it away, but ends up smashing it against the wall. To his horror, it is their pet bird.
Oh, tits! Fox, you alright, man? Shit!
Felix is perplexed as to how it got out of the cage. The next morning, a distraught Bobs buries the bird, and Diana takes this opportunity to get close to her. She manipulates the little girl into thinking that her father is a murderer. She also promises to be by her side forever. With this, Bobs feels a little bit better, and she finally accepts Diana as her friend. Over the course of the next few days, Christina continues with her hocus-pocus remedy and starts feeling a bit better. So, she heads to work to pitch her new idea. On the other hand, Diana has started picking up and dropping Bobs from school every day. One day after school, she takes the little girl to a park to have some fun. This reminds her of the time when she and her daughter used to bond and click pictures together. At home, Felix is alone, so he decides to find out more about the housemaid. He looks under the bed and finds a bag containing all of his wife's medications. When Christine returns home, he immediately informs her about it, shocking her. In a fit of rage, she confronts Diana and tells her to get out of their house right now. Surprisingly, the weird housemaid doesn't even resist. She goes straight to her room and starts packing her belongings. Before leaving, though, she releases the tick inside a vent. She also meets Bobs and asks for one last favor, saying that it is vital if they are to remain together forever. Shortly after, Diana finally leaves, making Christine and Felix breathe a sigh of relief. That night, the two are sleeping peacefully when Christine starts acting up again. She sees that a giant tick is sucking blood from her husband's face. The next morning, Bobs lies to Christine that Felix was the one who stole the medications. At this point, the little girl has become so attached to Diana that she is willing to set up an argument between her parents. The plan works, and Christine chastises her husband for lying to her. Poor Felix tries to explain that he is telling the truth, but of course, Christine does not believe him. That night, as Felix is walking up the stairs, another bird starts attacking him. This time, he is unable to swat it away and ends up falling from the stairs. Soon, paramedics arrive and take him away. Now, with her husband gone, Christine starts getting more and more paranoid by the day. She becomes unable to take care of her daughter. The tick bite at the back of her neck has also become considerably larger. To distract herself from everything, she attends a kid's fashion show one day, but this turns out to be a big mistake. Christine again starts hallucinating. She sees that everyone has become infested with large ticks. Terrified, she starts screaming and acting like a maniac. Everyone believes that she has totally lost it. Because of this, her manager asks her to stay at home until she gets better. Christine is devastated that she has been temporarily temporarily fired, making her plunge into an even deeper abyss. At times, she doesn't even recognize her own daughter and scolds her to go away.
Shoo! I would never name my daughter Bobs!
One day, while she is lying on her bed, the doorbell rings. Bobs goes to check and gets excited when she sees Diana outside. Even Christine appears to be relieved. She begs the voodoo woman to cure her, and the latter obliges. The procedure begins as Diana feeds Christine with a spoon of ash. Following this, the movie goes into a flashback. One fine day, Diana takes her daughter to her workplace, a cloth warehouse. From the tag on the clothes, we get to know that the owner of the place is none other than Christine herself. Coincidentally, she arrives at the warehouse to inspect. She talks to the manager and tells him to speed up the process by ordering the girls to work faster. She also asks him to lock all the doors, just to make sure that no one steals anything. After a while, Christine comes across Diana's daughter and clicks a picture with her. This is the same picture that we saw in Christine's room earlier. Some days later, it gets very hot inside the warehouse, so Diana requests permission from the manager to go out and have some drinks. Unfortunately, as soon as she leaves, an AC vent short circuits and some nearby clothes catch fire. In no time, the entire place starts burning, and since the doors are locked, none of the people are able to make it outside. By the time Diana realizes what is happening, her daughter is already dead. She breaks down in tears and vows to take revenge against the owner of the place. It is then revealed that she was the one who teleported the tick-infested dog into Christine's office earlier. Back in the present, Christine has become very delirious after consuming the ash. Diana forces her to sit on the sewing machine and do double shifts. She then explains how her innocent daughter had to die because of someone else's mistake. Now, Christine will have to suffer the same fate. A few hours later, Christine becomes very ill and starts puking blood. Then, she is teleported into a room with flames all around her. She even sees a gruesome image of Diana's half-burnt daughter. Christine screams for help, but soon, the fire burns her alive. After eliminating her target, Diana meets Bobs outside and wishes one final goodbye. She then gets on the roof of the house and commits the unthinkable. Once she stops breathing, the bird from inside her mouth transfers into Bob. Now, she is the new Uma. The movie ends as Felix arrives home, only to find his wife burnt to a crisp. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.